Hi everyone, Natasha here, and around my home today I am in my kitchen and I'm filming a little bit of a different video for you today. So if you've been following along, you'll see that I'm quickly now working through the last few videos and areas on my 30 bags for 30 days declutter challenge. And it feels really good to know that is wrapping up and I have completed it. I have a lot more decluttering to do in some different areas of my home, which that'll be coming soon. But I was recently just sitting down with my bullet journal to work on planning out February and looking ahead at goals and what I wanted to work on for this month. And of course, February is the month of Valentine's Day, and I thought I really would like to add a little more focus on self-care and health and taking better care of myself through the month of February. So I'm doing a focus on self-care for February. If you want to call it a challenge, you could say that. I'm really just trying to make that my focus and have set out some goals and some check-in. So I'll be doing a weekly check-in here with you on YouTube. If you want to follow along and do something similar, you're welcome to join me, and I'd be happy to have you. It could just be trying to do one self-care item per day for the month of February. If you want to do a broader challenge or a broader approach like I'm doing, that's great too. And as you know, if you follow Sophia at My Great Challenge, she's doing Weight Watchers and really focusing on her health and wellness that way. So I think it's just a month where a lot of us are kind of thinking that same thought process. So anyway, in a little bit I'm going to turn the camera around and show you some of my spreads in my bullet journal that are going to help me through this process. But I wanted to talk quickly about what my basic overall goals are for the month. And I tried to set some of these as SMART goals, meaning SMART is the acronym, so S is specific, M is measurable, A is achievable, R is realistic, I have to look at my notes, and time, T is for time bound. So it gives you a way to make sure your goals are actually something that you can look at the end and say you have or have not accomplished versus a broad, vague goal that it's hard to say whether you got there or not. So some of my goals are, the first one is to make sure I'm getting enough sleep. So my goal is to do 9 hours of sleep if I need it, which essentially just means making sure my bedtime is between 8 and 8:30, and that's when my daughter goes to sleep too. So that's just kind of the family bedtime. My husband as well, he's working a lot of overtime right now, getting up really early. So typically I'll get up about when he does, between 4 and 4:30, and so it means I need to be going to bed early. So I have that goal of 9 hours per day. The second goal is to get more exercise and to get at least, to exercise at least one time a day, whether it's walking through our hilly little town that I live in or doing a little bit of yoga. I have the 7-minute app, which is, I found that from Diane in Denmark. And it's a nice little free app where it just gives you a 7-minute workout, and you can do it anytime, anywhere. So I have those 3 options, and I'm still doing my adult tap and ballet class once a week, so I have that as another way to get exercise too. I have a goal for healthier eating, and I'm going to be using the MyFitnessPal app. I just use the free version. And I have done keto eating in the past, the ketogenic diet, and it's tough for me to keep it up for more than about 5 days. Usually by the weekend I kind of have to just let it slide because otherwise I feel too deprived. And I'll talk more about that in a second. So I think this time around I'm going to work towards the ketogenic type of diet where it's moderate fat, moderate protein, and low carb. And I know for me, if I can cut out sugar and just things like bread and pasta and even rice, I definitely feel better. I tend to choose healthier things to eat because I'm not having that blood sugar spike and craving more sugar. So even if it's not truly ketogenic, I know that cutting those things out will help. And again, I probably will be more lax on that on the weekends because for me that feels a little more in balance and doable. And I'm looking at it as if I'm making sure I'm getting exercise too, then hopefully together those will work to just bring my weight down, which is a goal. That's my next goal, is to lose, I'd love to lose 4 pounds over the month. That would be 1 pound a week, which is doable if I'm serious about it. If not, that's okay. I think in general, if I know that I've done these things to take better care of myself, and I know that I can keep it up long term, that's what's going to be good for me in the end. Improving my overall health, these all kind of fall into that, so I don't really have a goal set for that. That's just one of the things that's in my mind as the point of all this. Taking care of me, so again, the one self-care item per day, just to make sure that I'm filling up my own cup so that I can then fill up others, that sort of thing. And being kind to myself. So I have a problem with perfectionism at times. I'm sure we all do, or lots of us do. And the Fly Lady and Diane in Denmark are both really great videos here on YouTube. Both of them have almost daily videos or weekly videos. So they're great reminders for me on, there's a balance between pushing yourself to do a little better, be a little better, but also being kind to yourself when you don't, and don't beat yourself up and throw the baby out with the bathwater when you don't do as well as you had hoped. And that's where I think for me, if I can focus on the positive, that's always a good thing. And the last thing is meal planning and meal prep. So for the month of January, I've done better at meal planning. And right now, like I mentioned, my husband's working a lot of overtime, so he actually eats his dinner before he gets home. So it's really just my daughter and I for dinner. So it's very easy for me to just kind of make one big meal for the week, and I eat on it all week because it's just me. She depends on what it is. Some of it she won't, if it's too spicy, she doesn't like it. So I'm kind of making her own little meal. But anyway, I want to add to that meal prepping. So things like breakfast and lunch, if I prep them ahead of time, either at the beginning of the week or a few days ahead, I definitely do better on continuing to eat healthy for those 2 meals. So I'd like to add that in, and I will show you how I'm going to track all that in just a little bit. What else? And I think that's pretty much it. I will try to get my check-in videos up on Monday. Hopefully that Mondays are the best day for me to film most of the time. I don't know. I have a new job starting possibly next Monday, so we'll have to see. I may have to switch it to Tuesday, but I'll try to get the check-in video up towards the beginning of the week. So okay, I think that's it to just sort of bring you up to speed as to what my goals are. I'm gonna turn the camera around and show you how I'm tracking things and what I'm working on. And again, I'd love to have you join me, or just let me know in the comments what you would be, what your focus is for the month of February, and what you're trying to do to make life a little bit better every day. So hold on just a second, I'll be right back. Okay, so here we are. This is a spread that I set up in my bullet journal. It's at the end. If you follow my bullet journaling videos, you know that I'm changing it up a little bit, and I'm putting all my collections at the back, and then my calendar pages are all at the front. So what I did was I used the project plan layout that is from Alexis, aka Miss Trenchcoat, here on YouTube, and she has her own digital shop and has her own planner and all that. But this little project spread idea I got from her. So I made the note that I would like to challenge myself to focus on my diet, exercise, continuing with my miracle morning, and general self-care through being accountable on YouTube. And I'd like to do this for the month of February. Some resources, and this is something I'll talk about a little bit more because I think it's going to help a lot. I got some self-care ideas from the blog Hopefully. She had a self-care advent calendar a few years ago that I printed out, so she had some good ideas on there. Fly Lady mentioned self-care a lot in her videos, so I'll go through, and if I find any new ideas from her, I'll add that to my list. My Great Challenge and her Clever Fox Planner. I have a hard time with that one too. Anyway, she had some ideas back when she did her wellness challenge in November. And the final one, which I think this is really key for me, especially doing something where I'm focusing on my diet and weight loss. Carol Tuttle, who is the creator of the Dressing Your Truth beauty energy system. And then she has her own website and her own business. She does energy healing and lots of other support for women that way, and men too. But Anyway, on YouTube, on her channel, she has a couple of nice little videos that talk about different affirmations you can use, and even one or two of them she uses tapping, and I don't know enough about tapping to really explain it to you, other than you do physically tap your fingers on different areas of your body. And I think the science, if you want to call it that, behind it is it interrupts the energy flow in your body to help change your thinking and change your subconscious mind a little bit more. So again, I'm not an expert. I'm not saying it's definitely going to work, or it might be hocus pocus, but to me, anything that helps me feel better and helps me stay on track with my goals is a good thing. So I'm open to trying it. So I will link below. I found 2 videos of hers, I think they're still on YouTube, that she talks about how with any kind of weight loss or just healthy eating, one of the biggest challenges you have, or the biggest challenge, is that you feel deprived because you're taking out all the things you love, even though they're not healthy. So she has a couple of videos that deal with that feeling of being deprived and how to overcome that, and instead help your subconscious mind feel like you're taking care of yourself and you're not deprived. So to me, I think that's huge, because if I'm saying I'm going to take out sugar and carbs and those comfort foods, then I have to have a way to sort of overcome the feeling like I'm being deprived. So I'll link those. You can check them out, do them or not. You can tell me what you think if you want, but either way, that's a resource that I'm going to rely on as part of this. And then on this spread, I like how it's set up. So she has resources, tasks. So this is where I just kind of jotted down things that I thought of that I would need to do in order to prepare for this. So I'm filming this right now. That'll be checked off. And then I did more notes over here. So these were my goals that I just told you about. And then I was kind of thinking about how am I going to track them. So this is a list of the items I wanted to add to my monthly tracker, my habit tracker. And a lot of these just fall into the Miracle Morning, but I like having them listed out. And then additional spread ideas, and I'll show you those here in just a minute. All right, so this is my list of self-care ideas. I'll try to hold it still and get this out of the way. If you want to freeze the frame here and jot any of these down, you're welcome to. I don't think any of them are something I've never heard before. Some of them, just maybe apply to me and not everyone, but definitely I try to keep it to things that we're not using food as a treat. There's a few in there, but it's not a lot. And then also things that are free or that I can do without having to spend a lot of money. And then this page here, I just jotted down some ideas for healthy foods for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. And of course, there's room to add more, but as my meal planning starts gearing up here, I thought I need to have an easy place to reference and get some ideas so I don't run out of ideas. And if you want me to do some videos on how I'm doing meal prep for any of these, I can try to do that. So just let me know that in the comments down below. And one thing I think I would like to do is, I like eggs because they're healthy and good for you, and they have good fats, but I get tired of them. So I have a couple of tricks for ways to make omelets easy in the morning. So if you want me to share that with you in a video, I'd be happy to do that. Just let me know. And then, okay, so then this is where I'm going to track my statistics. Now, I've never done this before. Let me tell you a quick background. So I grew up doing tap, ballet, jazz, yoga, modern dance, all of it. From the age of 5 up until I was in my late 20s. I taught classes as I got older. So for years, I never had to worry about what I ate. I ate whatever I wanted. I stayed thin. People always said, "Oh, how do you look so good?" And I didn't really worry about it because I enjoyed dance so much and it wasn't hard. Then I stopped teaching because the studio closed where I was teaching. I moved. Fast forward 10 or 15 years and I've had a child. My life is completely different. My lifestyle is completely different. So now I need to do something to focus back on being healthy, getting exercise, taking care of myself. And so anyway, I thought I think for me it would be good to actually put some statistics down. I'm going to measure circumference of these things, put down my weight, and I think I need that. I know for not everyone is that a good idea, but for me, I think this time around, I need to have something in front of me reminding me, listen, you got to keep making healthy choices because otherwise you're going to be real unhappy with the numbers you have to write here. So, and then the weight checker. So I'll tell you right now, I'm about 185. I kind of fluctuate between 186 and 184 depending on the day and depending on, all kinds of factors. But I'm going to say I'm about 185. And I will weigh myself on February 1st just to check that. I'm 5'9", so, and on one hand, people would say, well, that's totally fine. You're normal, you're average, which yes, I am. But I'm going from the frame of reference from my dance physique, which was, I think at my lowest, I was at 135. And that 50 pounds is a lot to think about. Now, I don't expect to get down to 135. I think if I could lose 10 pounds, I would feel a lot better. And that's where I'm at, is right now I'm 40. I'm having trouble with my joints. I'm having trouble with, fatigue. I feel terrible in the morning if I have had too much to drink the night before. And by too much, I mean 2 glasses of wine, sometimes 1 glass of wine, sometimes just that much alcohol is enough. And I think it's because of the blood sugar spike. Or if I've had a lot of sugar, if I've eaten a lot of sweets, I wake up feeling terrible. My feet hurt, all these things. If you followed the wellness challenge, I've struggled with my eyesight. And I just went back for another follow-up. I'm still working on getting my cornea swelling to go down. And my eye doctor did confirm what I was kind of noticing is that yes, the more sugar you have and the more alcohol you consume, you're going to cause more swelling in general in your body, which then makes your cornea swell, which makes your eyesight bad. So overall, it's just healthier and better for me if I can cut down on that. So yeah, that's why this is here and that's why I'm going to use it. And then I think that's it. So those are the spreads I'm going to use. Again, if you would like to follow along with me and join in, I'd love that. If you're doing Sophia's challenge and joining her, that's awesome too. We can all just work together on becoming healthier and taking better care of ourselves as we go through the month of February. So I'm going to leave it there, and thank you again for joining me. Maybe I'll turn the camera just a minute. Okay, so yes, excuse me, thank you for joining me today, and let me know in the comments down below if this is something you're going to focus on for the month of February as well. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button below, and you can check out my last couple of days of the decluttering videos and look for more of those to come soon. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks again and have a great day. Bye-bye.